Back now, do you feel like you chose your path or did it ha just happen to you?
Life, I think I chose it, um, but it chose me before I had the opportunity to choose it, if that makes
Hey everyone, before begin, this is JCB. He's an alumnus of Woodberry Forest School, and today I'm talking with him about life, his experiences, and some of the lessons he learned. Let's get started. My first question is I'm gonna go back to Woodbury and I want to ask you, who were you in Woodbury and how would your friends describe you?
Mm, that's a good question. Who was I at Woodbury? Well, I think I was a very complex person at Woodbury. Um, I think I was someone who really loved being a part of the community. I really loved sharing myself and, in my opinion, helping others feel seen and appreciated and respected. Of course, I'm human, so I wasn't perfect at that all the time. I don't think no one actually is. Um, but it was always a mission of mine to leave a place better than I found it.
Hmm.
I hope I did that at Woodbury. I really do hope I did that. Um, but I would say that was at the end of the day, that was my main goal, right? But while doing that, I was also still academically interested, still trying to, figure out my passions and still my values and sort of still figure out life and how to navigate it really. Uh, but I think at the end of the day, I will bury, in my opinion, I wanted to leave it better than I found it. And in terms of how my friends will describe me, you'll probably know this answer better than I do, better than I would.
I, well, I describe you as someone who's outgoing, nice, and he just has he just works really hard. Like you're just a person that you won't give up. I respect that a
Hmm.
lot about you. You're gonna go far. I
I
have
thank you.
I have faith that you're gonna do well.
Thank you. That means a lot. Really. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I guess to add to that, I would also just say my friends will also describe me as complex as well. I think we're all human beings are all complex, and I
Yeah.
think our stories is what makes us even more complex too. At the end of the day, at Woodbury, while trying to figure out who my friends are and, build deeper relationships with them and still find a way to contribute to the community, I feel like I was still trying to feel seen for um, who I am, really.
Mhm.
I think that growing up, I felt like I wasn't seen fully and I was seen through assumptions. And in my opinion, I did not want that to my story at Woodbury at all. So I really wanted to put myself out there and share myself so people will see me for who I am and what I can bring and what I contribute and who I am rather than service level assumptions. Um, but sometimes that would cause a little bit of some stress on my end and some, I want to say, moments where, I wasn't fully myself and moments where I look back on and like I should handle that differently. If I got mad at a peer, I should have spoken to them instead of, not speaking to them. So I think that makes me complex at the same time, on top of what you said, sort of kind and outgoing. And I hope they would say respectful as well.
Yeah. I you know I felt that at Woodbury too. Um academically I felt like I felt like I was falling behind. Did you have that same kind of feeling where like because I felt everyone was so much better than me, like, and I it was made me kind of feel worthless.
Mm.
And did you have the same kind of feeling when you were like you felt pressured to do better, like
Mm.
be the same as everyone else?
Uh, uh, I think yes, I did. Absolutely, I did, and it was never a good feeling.
Hmm.
Because there's so much about what I stand for, and I think what I like to do, what I enjoy doing, and what I don't enjoy doing, makes me stand out away from my peers. And um, there's a lot of ways how that looks, like athletically. Look, I cannot play game basketball. I don't like it. I like watching it. I don't like playing it because I'm like, I don't know what to do here. I did not grow up with any brothers who were at home, any father who was at home. So I never really grew up playing any basketball. And I grew up with football and soccer and lacrosse as well. So I always felt behind athletically. And I still feel like there is, not that I'm trying to be athletic, but in terms of fitness, I want to get better at that. So that would probably be an example. I would feel also in terms of academics, I I came a long way when I first started Woodberry versus how I started versus how I ended. I mean, socially, emotionally, mentally, physically, but also like academics because I mean, there were so many times where, I will like get really upset because of a grade I got or have to go to teachers multiple times. And I always felt behind at that because our class was a very smart class.
It was, I felt
They,
behind too. Yeah, I was like, oh, Silas Todd,
yes,
Daniel too.
they, our class was very academically interested.
Hmm.
And I felt like I was playing catch up to when I first got there. So junior year, I did spend a lot of time studying more, a lot of time thinking of new ways to teach myself. And now I'm not remembering as much as I was sophomore and senior year, really. I mean, even in a fall and winter senior year, I wasn't there as much as I was in spring. So there was always room for me to improve, and I think I did. I mean, I won't say what my first year GPA was, but I will say I believe I ended the winter trimester because we haven't gotten the spring one yet. But I think I ended the winter. I want to say maybe around a 4.3, maybe. Um, and when I first started, it was way not even close to that. So there's a lot of room to improve, and um, I think I did improve, and I think that I chose that. Um,
So you
but
think it was all of that effort and work, you think at the end it made you feel seen. It was worth it.
it made me feel seen for something that I enjoyed doing and something
Okay.
that I believe I thought who I was, right? Because sometimes we can be seen or perceived or have assumptions made about us that just aren't true,
Yeah.
right? And there's so many examples, and you and I have talked about that before at Woodbury. And there's so many different things that people can uh, not know fully, but have their own version of truths that are just not true at all. So in terms of academics, it was something I was very interested in. Like I love statistics. I remember you weren't in my class in the spring. Um, but I mean, Miss Kimmel will ask us questions, like when we were preparing for the AP and preparing for our last spring test. And I'll answer the questions, and people will sort of, I guess, make funny remarks at me when I did that. But in a way, it was a lot of things happening at once. The first thing was I was being interested in that I was loved doing, which was work, school, education. And it did make me feel seen by my peers because that was sort of their way of connecting with me, and it happened outside class too. Um, but yeah, and I'll also say like I love statistics. I love my government class. Like, you and I had a lot of conversations about government.
Yeah, definitely. I would be
Yes.
like, geez, I remember fall, I came to your room and I didn't know what the Declaration of Independence was, Articles of Confederation, and you're like,
That
oh my
is correct.
gosh. Do you
Yes,
remember?
I remember that so well. yeah, you came to me, you were like, it's the Declaration of Independence. I was like, how are you in this class right now? That was the first thing we learned.
I
I
know.
I think, and I believe you may have learned that when you were starting school as well. I think we all first learned that. Uh, I loved my English class. My English class was really fun. It was amazing. Um, my Spanish 3 honors class. Well, all of them were honors, but I think my Spanish 3 honors was one of my favorite honors classes I've ever taken as well because, I mean, just the community of it all, really. Like, I don't like Spanish. Like, I in my free time will not study Spanish. Before that class, I would study Spanish. Um, and I mean, the community was just uh, really, really amazing. And half of those guys in the class went on to become prefects, really. The juniors are in the class. So I think that goes to show that they were wonderful, really wonderful people. Um, so yeah, I would say, yeah, my academics were a way for me to feel seen by people. Um, and I appreciated that because it was something I care most about.
Yeah, it's a trait that I respected you a lot about too. Not making any assumptions, but you're you're just you have grit.
Yeah, yes. It is something that when uh, my mom didn't do this on purpose, but I think since I was young, I think it's just been something she's trained me to do.
Hmm.
'Cause, I think when I was young, life gave me lemons, and I made lemonade out of it. And Um, like I said, I don't think my mom did this on purpose. I don't think anyone in my family did this on purpose, but I think just the challenges and trials I've been through growing up, I think uh unintentionally prepared me for Woodbury. And I think it'll prepare me for college and if I go to grad school and also a career and when I become a family or when I have a family.
I already know you're gonna be a great dad.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. I already thought about it. I want 2 girls and 2 guys.
Two girls and two guys.
Well, yeah, 2 girls. Actually, let me rephrase. Let's do 3 boys and 1 girl. 3 boys, 1 girl. Um, yeah, that's what I want. But I know I'm not gonna choose. But if I could choose, I would choose that.
So to transition on from Woodbury, knowing
Mm,
that Woodbury's over, do
mm.
you uh how does it feel? Are you ready to move on to college life where all that experiences you had will prepare you to be, I don't know, uplifting.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I am in terms of like how I feel about leaving Woodbury, I definitely am happy and sad at the same time. Bittersweet. Um, it didn't hit me until maybe early this week, really, that Woodbury was done. And it's the same thing about because that's all like when you think about high school, you think about graduation.
Yeah.
And um, it's crazy that that passed. It flew by so fast, really. It really did. And it didn't hit me till this weekend. I started to become really sad because I mean, just the community of it all. Like the place, I won't miss walking up. Like I won't miss all those hills. I will not like I won't miss that, but I will miss the people, right? And it I think in 10 years from now, when I look back on my photos, I think I will be even more grateful for Woodbury and just how they prepared me. Because I know regardless wherever I go, for college and for grad school, I don't think it will prepare me the way Woodbury has prepared me for life. And I'm not saying that to give Woodbury, uh, put Woodbury on like a high pedestal, but it did in a way change my life. And So I'm really grateful for that, and I'm sad I won't ever have that again. But in terms of college, I'm really excited. I think it is a great opportunity to go to college, especially from my family. I think it's also an amazing opportunity to uh, find out what more things I can discover about myself and discover what life has to offer, and continue taking those challenges and continue building on them as I did at Woodbury, into something greater, something unimaginable, and something that could really, uh, help change my life, but also my kids' life. Like I'm not a father yet, um, but I definitely think I'll be a family man, and I think that going to a good college and going to and getting a good job, I think is high on my priorities list because I want to provide and give them life that in a way that I've never had. And so I think Woodbury gave me a taste of that. I think college is going to give me ways into how I can turn it from just a dream into reality.
Is is this transition scary or kind of relieving? Like now that you say you can turn your dream into reality, are you are you ready to go forward with it, or do you still have this uh I just wonder how you feel about it.
The transition from Woodbury into college,
Yeah.
it will not be as big of an adjustment as it will be for my peers.
Okay.
Because we already been through boarding school, we already lived that school. We already know the dining hall, how it works. What will be an adjustment is I think the bonds because you have
Hmm.
to start over. You it's not like I've been at Woodbury for 2, 3 years. I'm coming back for my final year, and I've already had friendships and bonds with faculty, staff, and students. No, that's not happening at Richmond. I'm going in, and I will have the few people that I already know that are going there, from our school and from other places who I met. But other than that, like it's how to start over, and that's tough. It's always tough to start over. And like thing I like think about it is almost like an art project or like a painting. When you mess up a painting or when you have to scratch it, you start over again. And or when you lose a job, you have to get a new job, start over again. And when you move, you get a new home and start over again. So it's nothing that I have never dealt with before. Um, Now I haven't dealt with it in a long time because I've been at boarding school. And Woodbury has shielded me, shielded you, shielded our class, and many others, from the outside world in a way, because we all live there together and we all stay on that what was it? A big campus, and we don't really leave the campus as much either. They have us locked down if you think about it. So
Yeah.
so it will be an adjustment, but I think that I think myself, I think our terrific class, I think we will handle it well, and uh, we will think about our high school years, think about this moment in time as something that prepared us well for life, and that's the most important thing at the end of the day. And um, it will be exciting, though.
It
There
will
will be a lot of things about college that will be exciting.
it will be. I think it's gonna be a fun time. Um
Yes.
my so this is my big question of the day that I wanted to ask you. Um
Is this, are there more questions after this?
nope.
Okay, this is a big
But
question.
yeah, but we can if you're free, I'm gonna talk to you a little bit. I see talk like what yeah.
Catch
Uh
up. Yes.
Looking back now, do you feel like you chose your path or did it ha just happen to you?
Mm. Oh, that's a really good question, Parker. Um, you have me thinking there. Is there a world in which I say both? Is that
Hmm?
ever possible? Is there a world in which I can say both?
Yeah. Yeah,
It,
I just explain what you're thinking.
I I agree. Okay. So when I came back from Richmond and I had a dinner with a few friends of mine from middle school. No, just one friend from my middle school. She was telling me about my other friends from middle school and how different their lives are. I mean, one has bared a child, and she probably had the child around 16, 17 years old. And that's insane. The other one didn't finish school. Another one is getting into fights, and the other one just went MIA, like no contact whatsoever. So he's just a few examples of friends from my school. The same school that we all attended, that we all signed up for, that we all learned at, and in a way that I am privileged. I we Woodberry has just drastically changed my life. And if it did not, if I did not choose to go to Woodberry, my life would not be as bad as that. It would not be as good as it is right now, though. And that is what makes me think that um, this path was given to me in a way. But I decided to go to Woodbury. I decided I wanted to leave home because of the dynamics and because of how complicated life was at home, as I mentioned in my senior speech. So it was uh, important for me to leave. So I chose that. And I think that it, I think I'm just very lucky. And I um, think about that every single day. And especially as I drive through Richmond, and go past neighborhoods where I know they stay at or used to stay at. And it's insane, but life, I think I chose it, but it chose me before I had the opportunity to choose it, if that makes sense.
It chose you before you had the opportunity to choose it.
Yeah, I guess that is clear. What I'm trying to say is, I feel like everything happens for a reason.
Hmm.
Um, I'm sorry, I wasn't clear earlier. I feel like everything happens
No,
for
it's
a
fine.
reason.
Hmm.
But I didn't know how drastically my life will change compared to theirs. But I think I'm a big believer in God. So I think that God has put me on this path that I initially did not choose whatsoever. But by sending me away to boarding school, I think I chose to take those opportunities to grow and chose to take the opportunities to, grow mentally, emotionally, physically, especially my academics is probably one of my biggest ones. And I chose that, but I don't think I chose to um, be put on the path that God has put me on. I think He chose that um, Himself.
So you're where you're meant to be right now.
I think I'm right where I'm where I think I'm where God wants me to be right now.
Okay.
And I think at the end of the day, I'm not sure um what everyone's religious views are on that stuff, but for me it's huge. And um I think I'm right where he wants me to be, and I think I'm where he chose me to be. And I think if this is where I'm at, and like I said, compared to my peers, compared to my family, Um, I have I'd have to choose to make something meaningful out of that. I have to choose to change, um, you know, you know, to define, what it is to be a Jayden Crosby Brewer. I have to do that. So in a way, yes, I do think the opportunities I have in life was given to me.
Well, thank you so much. It's you're just so kind to open up to me. Like I just believe that whatever you want to do, you'll be great at it, bro. Thank
Thank you. Thank you.